evening, Pensacola, and welcome to the WKCB Pensacola. My name is Robert John Rowan, and I'm here this evening with a special, very special person, Mr. President Truman. How you doing, sir?
How you doing, sir? President Truman.
Nice to meet you. Nice to see you here, Mr. President.
You,
It's good to see you.
It always is.
Good to see you. Nice, well fit.
Thank you.
What is the Truman Doctrine, and how has it impacted our society?
Well, the Truman Doctrine was a policy that I made to assist other countries in resisting the Soviet Union's communistic power, economically, socially, and through the military.
So what's going on with this crisis in Iran?
Well, the Iran crisis was when the Allies and the USSR invaded Iran. They needed oil lines, and the USSR kept troops in Iran past the deadline, but they were able to fight them off.
Okay. So what is the Marshall Plan? How has it impacted our country?
The Marshall Plan provided large sums of money to all non-communist European countries after World War II to prevent the fallout of communism.
Okay. Would you like to explain the Berlin Airlift?
It showed the U.S. and Britain's determination to keep West Berlin and not abandon them. The Soviets believed that it was impossible, but they were proven wrong.
Okay. So explain Naruto mission, and do you believe it was successful?
Well, it was to unify and strengthen Western allies' military response to possible invasion of Western Europe by the Soviet Union.
Okay. So what were the reasons for ending the Korean War?
The U.S. got involved due to the spread of communism from North Korea to South Korea.
Okay. Discuss your argument with MacArthur. Do you support his decision?
I believe in limited warfare. His efforts were immoral, and I believe he should have been removed from his position, which he was.
Okay. How did the capture and execution of the Rosenbergs impact our country?
The capture and execution of the Rosenbergs show how desperate and scared America was. And basically during that time, communism was spreading, and that's something we did not want.
Okay. Comments on Joseph McCarthy's tactics and his downfall?
His tactics were unethical. He was trying to accuse people of supporting the movement and spread of the Communistic Party.
So why did you decide not to run for president again?
My time as president was not easy. There were too many decisions, too many problems, and just way too much stress. I believe I did my best, and hopefully it was good enough for the American people.
Well, you say it was good enough for me. But it's nice seeing you, President.
Well, thank you, sir.
I hope that you have a good life and you enjoy your time. And we'll be back after this commercial break. The newest sensation is sweeping the nation. It's called the hand drive.
Come on, you gotta learn how to do it. I'll teach you.
I don't know.
Ready? Slap, slap, hit. Scissor, scissor. Fist, fist. Shoulder, shoulder.
That's
Great.
easy.
You got it. Now let's try it. Ready? Go.
Next time at a prom or even a sock off or even a party, try it. Everyone's going to be doing it.
Okay.
Almost got it.
It's called the hand drive.
You're supposed to cut sometime.
To WKCB Pensacola, and my name is Robert John Rowan, and I just received word from Billy Joe that he's in the president's office. We're having technical difficulties.
Oh, are we live? Oh, hi, this is Billy Joe reporting, and I'm with President Dwight Eisenhower. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
Okay, well, I'd like to ask you a few questions. Explain the philosophy behind more bang for your buck and brinkmanship.
Well, more bang for your buck means the worth of your money or exertion. In our country, it means our country as a whole can depend largely on nuclear weapons instead of a larger army. Brinkmanship is pushing a dangerous situation to the limit in order to get a good outcome.
Were you happy with the results of the Korean War?
I was satisfied with the results of the Korean War. It helped us stop the spread of communism.
How did you feel when you heard about Sputnik?
I was disappointed when I heard about Sputnik, that it had been successfully launched into space. It just means we need to push ourselves harder to get ahead of the Russians.
Okay. How did the Taiwan crisis and Suez crisis impact our country?
Well, the Taiwan crisis was between two political groups in China. The U.S. had to get involved in order to stop the spread of communism. The Suez crisis also impacted society because Britain and France were our allies and Egypt was causing tensions.
Why did the government feel it was necessary to develop the CIA?
Well, the CIA was meant to handle overseas affairs. It allowed for a more peaceful world when we dealt with international criminals.
Okay. Can you explain your doctrine, the Eisenhower Doctrine?
Under the Eisenhower Doctrine, a country could request American economic assistance and/or aid from U.S. military forces if it was being threatened by armed aggression from another state.
Okay. How did the U-2 incident impact the U.S. and Soviet relations?
It was impactful because it showed that the U.S. spying on the Soviet Union and neither side could be trusted.
Okay. What recent medical advancements impacted the U.S. the most?
Well, in my opinion, our biggest advancement in medicine is the vaccine for polio. Polio has killed thousands of people, including children, and this new vaccine practically eliminated all future cases of the disease.
How will the Federal Highway Act impact our country?
The Federal Highway Act is a wonderful act, and it allows people to travel across the country a lot quicker than it would without major highways.
Overall, do you feel your presidency was a success?
I feel as though I have been a good president, especially in such difficult times. I feel as though I handled the country's domestic and foreign affairs pretty well.
I agree with that statement. And this is Billy Joe, reporting live, and we will be right back.
Gee willikers, where'd you get that?
I got it at Tiffany's. It's my new anklet. Don't you love it?
Oh my goodness.
So beautiful, I know.
I should get one for my wife.
You should.
Anklets, brought to you by Tiffany's. Find them at a store by you. This is Robert John Rowan reporting to you live from a suburban neighborhood from WKCB. And I'm here, trying to look for someone to ask these questions to. We have a nice young teenager right here about to ask her a couple questions. Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So I'm here to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
Do you mind?
Not at all.
Okay, so how has the GI Bill impacted our economy?
Well, when the soldiers came home from the Korean War and even World War II, they wanted to go back to school to further their education. And the GI Bill helped pay for them to go back to school. And by them going back to school and furthering their education, it can allow them to get a better job.
Okay. So, what is it like living in a suburban area? And how has the growth of suburban impacted our country?
Well, living in a suburban area is very nice. We're a very close-knit family. Everyone gets along with each other. We know everyone. And if there was more suburban areas throughout the country, I feel like the country as a whole would get closer.
So how has TV impacted society? What are some of your favorite shows?
Oh, I love TV. It's the best. I love coming home after school, watching TV with my family. I love watching I Love Lucy. That's my favorite show. TV in America can definitely help bring us together. We've got people in New Jersey watching the same show as people in California somewhere, and we can watch the presidential debate and things like that to help us.
I know I sure do love I Love Lucy too. So, how has rock and roll impacted society, and what are your favorite artists?
Rock and roll is the most amazing thing to ever happen to America. People like Elvis and especially Johnny Cash. I love him. Johnny Cash, I love you. Marry me, please. They are amazing, and they help teenagers deal with issues today.
Okay. So, explain the beat movement. How do you feel about it?
Well, the beat movement, poetry, drugs, and alcohol, I think it's a little bit overboard. With the teenagers' rebellion, it's okay to go out. We have the freedom and all to do so. But I think the drugs and alcohol, they're just a little bit too much.
Okay. So, how has the increased number of African American entertainers impacted race relations in the U.S.?
There's definitely a lot of tension going on between African Americans and whites. I think it's for the better. I mean, we should become closer together, and I hope that one day everything can be integrated.
Okay. Describe your feelings after the Brown versus Board ruling.
Like I said, I was very, very happy when I found out that all schools are now to be integrated. I think it's a wonderful idea. Blacks and whites, we really don't have that much difference between us. And if those little kids can get up and take a stand and get schools integrated, then who's to say that the rest of the country won't be integrated someday?
Okay. Nice answer. How will America remember Rosa Parks?
Rosa Parks is got to be one of the most influential people of our time. The way she took a stand and refused to give up her seat on that bus, even if it was planned, it's going to help everybody, especially the Negroes. It's going to bring us closer together.
Yes. Describe your feelings when you saw the Little Rock 9 in the school.
My heart stopped. Watching those parents, especially mothers and little old ladies, screaming such hurtful things to those students as they were only trying to go to school. And the only thing I could think of was, good for those students. They're taking a stand. They're doing what they know is right, despite what the rest of the culture thinks about them.
Okay. How has the Red Scare impacted society and your life in particular?
It's very scary, knowing that a nuclear bomb could hit us at any second. I know in school we practice the duck and cover drill. I mean, it may not be for actual protection, but the fact that we do get under the desk and cover our head, it's more to prevent chaos from happening. And I know we have a bomb shelter at home. Mom and Dad make me practice living in it every night, if not for the rest of the night, but you know, for a little bit of time. And just realizing what it would be like if a nuclear bomb were to hit us.
Okay. Some say that there has been a push towards society's conformity. Do you agree? And how do you explain the recent concerns over juvenile delinquency?
Well, you know, us teenagers, we've got the money to go out now. We've got jobs. We've got cars and freedom. There's no war going on. Nothing for us to do. I feel like we should be allowed to go out. And the rebellion really isn't that bad. I don't understand what these parents are complaining about. So we don't want to listen to church music like they do. So we want to listen to rock and roll and watch Elvis move his hips back and forth and sing about problems that we're going through today. They understand us. And it's nice that they get us. And I like the fact that we are able to rebel a little bit and be our own person.
That was a good answer. I sure do agree with that. But it's nice interviewing you.
Thank you.
Hope you're going to enjoy your good day.
Thank you.
There's a man over there. Hey, how you doing, sir?
How you doing, Brother John? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing
You're doing a good job.
Hey, hey, look, I like your plants over there. This is Robert John Rowan from WKCB, and I'd like to thank all you viewers for watching us throughout the whole day, and have a good night.